this could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Good morning, guys. A&E Best Profits here. So the TD Ameritrade ThinkOrSwim Platform is down this morning, and so I got to trade a little bit this morning, but I didn't place any trades. So since I can't look at forex charts, I decided I'd go over to AMTD or TD Ameritrade's stock chart, and I jumped down to the 5-minute, and I just really quickly I drew some basic support and resistance. Not necessarily my expertise, but I tried applying some of the same logic this morning, and then along with the fundamentals of, I know a lot of customers are upset right now about the platform. Now granted, it doesn't necessarily mean that the stock's gonna fall, but I was I had that in mind, and I did see like a kind of consolidation. Of course, this is a time-based chart, so it doesn't look like the consolidations I see on like a range-based chart, but I noticed there was a lot of volume down in this zone, which doesn't necessarily mean people are buying, and it also doesn't necessarily mean people are selling. This could just be a lot of buying and selling, in between that. It could also mean big orders. There's a lot of different things it can mean. That's really why I like looking at the range-based chart, because that shows me, whether those are buying or selling. Now, of course, I don't trade U.S. stocks or anything, but I did see it gap down from all the way up here down to here, and I immediately thought, oh, I'm thinking fundamentally sell, and people just got stopped out right here with this consolidation. I know whoever bought right down here, they're getting stopped out. So I thought, well, with the fundamentals and room to run, I went ahead and pretended to place a trade right here to sell, and surprise, surprise, guess what happened? It did go ahead and fall down to the next support resistance, and of course I'm aiming for somewhere down at the bottom. This yellow line signifies my halfway point. Now of course it did hit my take profit, and granted this also could have been maybe it wasn't a valid trade just because of the spread or something like that. You may not have been able to make much money off of it, but either way, the logic behind it is definitely it definitely makes sense. And now I'm kind of watching this. I don't really care what it does because I don't have any money in it, but I kind of do expect it to fall, especially with this big push down, and then people came up, we consolidated, we tried to break out once. It was a fake out, and then it sold off again, popped back up, it gapped down below that support and resistance line, and now it's continuing to fall with the fundamentals behind it. Just knowing that people are seeing that TD Ameritrade's having issues with their platform. That doesn't look good on the company. There's tons of angry customers because it happened on Monday as well. So fundamentally it looks good, and you can see that it's selling off right now. Now granted, this is a 5-minute chart, so this is only 30 pips, or not 30 pips, sorry, 30 cents. Sorry, I forgot that it's not forex, but it looks like it is playing through as expected, and I don't know how far it's gonna go, but I did just want to run through that. If you do trade U.S. stocks, it's just something to look for. And I definitely would have made money on this trade if I was, if I actually was trading it for reals. And another thing, these are just things that I'm noticing. I'm not saying one thing is right or wrong, but they're just things that I'm noticing. It seems like when there's high volume, because this signifies volume down here, when there's high volume, really, I mean, how I'm looking at that is that means there's interest, there's action, there's people. Granted, it could be one person, with a lot of money just trying to fake people out or whatever. But to me, what I'm seeing is, okay, there's obviously some interest down here. So, breaking below not only the support and resistance, but also, where this high volume is right here. That just signifies to me that people are getting stopped out, which it looks like my logic makes sense. Granted, maybe I got lucky, maybe it was just a lucky call, but the fact that I jumped on here really quickly, I waited and saw this, and I got in, hypothetically I got in, and it's falling. So there was obviously some good reasoning or good logic behind it. Granted, who knows, at the end of the day, maybe I just got lucky. But I did want to run through that, and if you guys are having issues with TD Ameritrade, try not to get too upset at them. They're a really good company. It's just a hiccup. So be patient. There's lots of money to be made every week. Just because you're not making money, the 2 days into the week doesn't mean you can't make money for the rest of your life. So just something to think about, and hopefully this makes sense to you guys. And wow, it's pushing now. It is definitely pushing. You probably see some sort of spike right here. I guess I got nothing better to do. We can see what happens within the next 5-minute candle. I'm not gonna hold you guys here all day, but let's see what happens. I'm kind of curious because that was a pretty big push. Not a lot of volume. I haven't got to take the chance to analyze, how this stuff correlates with volume and all that stuff. But you can see it here too. Really high volume in this area. There's obviously some sort of support and resistance, and then you had this breakdown right there, and below that level. So, I mean, it's something to. It's just something to be aware of. The logic behind it makes sense. So you can see right here. It looks like there's obviously some sort of support and resistance right here. Price bounced around here. But it definitely broke below it, and there was definitely again this volume signifies people. Doesn't signify buying or selling necessarily. It just signifies people. And with that same logic again, you sold off hard, you're consolidating, it's choppy, and then you get this break below. Now right there on that close, I mean, you can get in, and granted that was, let's see, that would have been that would have, I mean, if you held it to the first resistance, that's looks like 20 cents. You held it to the second, you got a 50-cent move. So I mean, it's just something to point out, just something to look at. I literally I don't trade stocks. I don't trade U.S. stocks. So I just literally jumped in, and I tried applying some of the same stuff that I know, and it seems to be working. This is, I guess I would have been up $7,750, whatever that account size is. I don't know what they're basing that off of, but apparently I'd be up, assuming it hits my last target, I'd be up $7,000. So that's cool. But just something to look at. Maybe take a look at it in your trading. See if you notice any consistencies with that as well. It's pretty simple logic. I've always when I was trading, I wanted a reason. I don't want to be jumping in because of trendline breaks and breaks of support and resistance, because that's not enough for me. I need to know what's going on. So, anyways, maybe take a look. And again, be nice to TD Ameritrade. They're a great company. and just be patient. Be patient. There'll be plenty of setups for you guys. So hope you like this little review on this stock chart, TD Ameritrade stock chart or whatever. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.